The C8 generation of the Corvette Z06 is going to be one of the most insane and capable cars ever built. It's an American sports car that's blurring the line, reaching into supercar level performance, and I'm really excited to get to see one uncamouflaged in person, get up close to it, and talk about why I want to buy a Z06. I really want to be able to own a C8 Z06 at some point because this car has me so excited. Last year, we got to experience a pre-production, pair actually, there were two pre-production C8 Z06 with some engineers from the Chevy team riding in them. So that was before the Z06 actually was officially launched. I got to ride in two of them, and leaving that experience, I was already like, oh my God, this car is so cool. I need to find a way to buy one of these. I showed up my R8 V10, which is a car I love, and left wondering if I should trade in the R8 for a C8 Z06. This car is just absolutely so exciting. The highlight for me is the engine. That's what makes it that special. The LT6, it's a new 5.5 liter flat plane crank V8, and flat plane crank is special because it means it revs to a really high red line, well over 8,000 RPM, and the way flat plane crank engines build power, how they rev, feels just so different. One of my principal complaints with the regular C8 Stingray was the engine wasn't charismatic enough. It was not exciting enough. If you've experienced higher end exotics and sports cars like a Ferrari 458, Porsche GT3s, the Huracan or R8 V10s, the engine has much more emotion to it. It's really exciting, just the way it delivers the power. The regular C8 Stingray, the LT1, it made good power and it was able to do a lot with that power, but it doesn't, it redlines in like 6,000 something RPM, maybe 6,500, and it just wasn't as exciting. The sound wasn't quite there for me. It just doesn't get your heart racing like a more exotic engine will. As soon as I heard the Z06 fire up, I was like, oh my God, that's insane. The way it idles, the way it revs, we're revving it in tunnels, under load, accelerating. It is properly exciting, and that LT6 on its own just makes me want to get a Z06. It will be the most powerful production naturally aspirated V8 ever. At 670 horsepower and 460 pound-feet of torque, that horsepower figure of 670 will beat out the Mercedes SLS AMG Black Series, which I believe previously was the highest power output naturally aspirated V8. No, naturally aspirated, not twin turbo, not supercharged. There are absolutely twin turbo V8s out there from manufacturers that make a lot more power. Look at a Koenigsegg or something like that. So that powertrain paired with the dual clutch transmission, which is just great, rear wheel drive only, has me addicted to it. Like, I want to own a Z06 for that. I love naturally aspirated high revving engines. Look at my R8 V10 and a GT350R, flat plane crank, high revving. So that is exciting. Next up, the appearance, the styling. Look at it, it looks so good. This one is the Max Aggression Z07 package. So we have the carbon fiber front canards, the new front fascia, the new rear fascia. So that's all redesigned and it's functional, more airflow, it's more aggressive. The Z06 is 3.6 inches wider than the regular C8 Stingray. So in pictures, it might not be as apparent, but seeing it in person, you really see how much wider and more aggressive it is compared to the regular Stingray. One thing you'll notice, like if you look at a C8 Stingray, the body line kind of just ends right there by the headlight, whereas the Z06 is all widened out here, and it's just much more aggressive. Coupled with that, you get wider wheels and tires. Out back, it's got 345 section tires. And on this one, you see it's got carbon fiber wheels with the exposed weave, which are very light, very strong, but also very expensive. Especially exposed weave, they're wider, they're bigger. So my carbon fiber wheels on my Shelby 350R just kind of sit in the garage in the corner because I wasn't driving on them, and I'm not driving on them. So actually, when I get to order one of these, I think I'm gonna do the regular wheels, just because I don't think I'd use the Z06 carbon fiber, Z07 carbon fiber wheels. That being said, for max performance, performance potential, you will want to get that. They actually retune various parts of the suspension, the steering for the lighter carbon fiber wheels. And those Cup 2R tires are gonna be the stickiest thing out there once you get heat into them. If you're tracking them, probably that's the best option. They're also gonna be terrifyingly expensive. I've seen how much Cup 2s cost, and these are 345s out back, and they're Cup 2Rs. I wouldn't be surprised if that's like an $800 tire on each side. But back to the appearance and everything. It just has the proportions of a mid-engine exotic supercar, and the Z06 just makes it much better than the regular Stingray. The Stingray was like almost there, but still felt relatively normal, mid-engine proportions, which was cool. This is just so over the top. The widened fenders back here, the massive intake on the side, the big fixed carbon fiber wing, the quad exhaust tips in the middle with the new rear fascia too. I like pretty much every single angle and aspect in terms of appearance of this new Z06. Also the color. This orange is cool. Currently debating between this orange or rapid blue. I want something like Skittles bright colored. My R8, I was debating getting something bright colored. I really wanted a blue one. Couldn't find one, ended up with a white one. So this rapid blue and blue kind of has me going, that looks pretty awesome. The interior is also really nice on these new generation Corvettes. One of the big things I noted on the regular C8 Stingray is it has everything. Front lift, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, a nice sound system, good interior materials, blind spot warning, front camera, backup camera. It has all the tech and luxury features, heated and cooled seats. And you'll think that's like not really necessary, but if you're living with a car like this on a daily basis and driving it maybe year round, those things become important. Nitpicking, but my R8 doesn't have blind spot warning. It's like, really? This car was not cheap. Why does it not have blind spot warning? This just blows it out of the water. And before, I could say, well, I still like my R8 because the engine's more exciting than a regular C8 Stingray, even though the C8 has all these special tech features and convenience features and stuff. Well, the Z06 now has all of those, plus a crazy, crazy engine. So that argument kind of goes out the window. You can get two different body styles, just like the regular C8 Stingray, either a convertible like this one with the power top that goes back, or you can get the coupe, which is really a Targa, because you can take the Targa roof off and put it into the rear trunk, so then you still get that open air, top down kind of experience. That's what I would do, because with the coupe, you take the Targa top off, you still have the glass engine cover. You can see that glorious LT6 with the optional carbon fiber on top too. With the convertible, that is no longer an option. You can't see the engine, the top goes down. You do get these kind of double bubble type of things back here, the buttresses, but I personally would rather just get the C8 Z06 Coupe, because you can take the roof off anyways there too. The capabilities of this are going to be absolutely crazy. The last big thing that nobody really knows unless you work at Chevy is going to be the pricing. If you follow what the Z06 pricing did for the previous generations, we're looking at probably $20,000 to $25,000 over the regular Stingray, which started at just under $60,000. Can you find a $60,000 Stingray? Probably not, unless it has like 55,000 miles or frame damage. Like, the pricing on regular C8 Stingrays is still absolutely crazy. They're trading for $80,000 to $100,000 for a good like 2LT, 3LT. That's substantially above MSRP because the demand is there, because it does so many things so well. The Z06, demand's gonna be even higher. It will be expensive, but what you get for that is probably still gonna be an insane value if you can get it at MSRP. Guessing maybe just under $90,000 starting, 85 to 87-ish thousand, but that's without any options. If you add on carbon interior packs, 2LZ or 3LZ to get all the tech equipment, the carbon fiber wheels, carbon aero with the Z07, I imagine you could easily get into the $125,000, $130,000, maybe even $150,000 for a fully loaded 3LZ convertible Z07 or something. So it won't be cheap. And then there's the other massive caveat is, can you even get one? Most dealerships have wait lists that are sometimes hundreds of cars deep, and a lot of dealerships are also asking for over MSRP price adjustments. So I don't know what the Z06 will end up costing. I'm guessing at least $150,000 after markup and everything like that. But even then, if you can get one for sticker price, it's a no-brainer. The performance is going to be up there with the most expensive, most exotic track-focused supercars out there. The looks, I think, are fantastic. The engine is a literal world record-setting, naturally aspirated production V8. Like, it will be the highest horsepower one, and I doubt anybody is gonna make a higher horsepower naturally aspirated V8 because everybody's downsizing, turbocharging, hybrid, or whatever. So I was actually genuinely a little surprised that they built this. I'm happy they did, and it made me fall in love with it already just from riding in it. So there it is, the C8 Z06. Hopefully we'll see more videos of it on the channel. Hopefully we'll see one in the garage at some point. I am trying everything I can to make that happen. It requires a lot of hard work because this is not a cheap car, but I think it's absolutely going to be worth it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video on the C8 Z06, just getting to check it out at the Chicago Auto Show. Make sure you go watch the exterior walk around and also the first ride I did with some of the engineers from the Chevy team. Those videos, I'm really happy with how they turned out, and we got a lot of really cool insight on the engineering development for this car. Thanks for watching.